Hey guys, my name is Harshan Mohammed, and in this video we'll be looking at all the website builders that are available today for you to create your own website without any programming. Now, without any order, each of these tools are meant for different kind of use cases and for different people. So it's not like one is better than the other, it's what works for you, okay? So we're going to be breaking down what is the advantages and what are the disadvantages of certain tools. Let's get started with the first one, which is called Webflow. Now, Webflow is a widely recognized tool by the professional designers and freelancers and even people in the tech industry. These logos not necessarily mean that they have used this for their core business or for their core platform. What you can tell from this is that maybe certain parts of their website was built with Webflow or they prototype with Webflow. So that's what these logos actually mean. But yeah, Webflow is widely recognized. And why do you need to use Webflow, or for whom is Webflow for? So Webflow can be used by obviously anybody, but it is, if you look at the target demographic, it's or who love this tool the most. It's for those people who make a living by creating websites. Now, people like freelancers who create websites for other people by using their custom designs. So that can mean, for instance, you know how to design UI with Photoshop, Figma, Sketch, Adobe XD, or whatever other tools, and you don't just know how to develop and bring those designs to life. Then Webflow allows you to get down to the details and build the kind of website you have always wanted. In fact, you could create the same kind of website that you're seeing right up front. So in order to learn more about Webflow, you can go to webflow.com and check out. But I'll quickly go through some of the things that are available in the website builder. Now, it's less oriented towards, let's say, restaurant owners, or if you want to create like a website in a day, you can actually do that. You can, but by using templates and stuff. But if you really want to take advantage of what Webflow can completely offer you, let's say you want to create a blog, all right, and you want to have a custom set of content. Let's say you want to upload a gallery section separately from the main content. You can do that. Let's say you want to upload a set of files along with your blog, along with each and every single blog article. You can do that. You can build custom CMS, which is like what that CMS means is that you can have a website that you can create the design and the template, and then all you have to do is you just have to type in the content. Let's say you're creating a blog, you can just type in the content and then publish it, and that article will be displayed live on your website without having to make any changes on the design side. So that's what CMS is. Webflow is oriented more towards people who have design and sketches and who want to implement certain things, or if you want to have more control over this. Now, I want to show you something here, which is layouts as well. Now, it's a newly introduced feature which allows you to build websites faster than ever. So it's website build. I mean, it's fast website builder. This is also a drag and drop website builder, but you have so much control over here, which is something that you might find as irritating if all you want to do is, I want to create a recipe website. I just don't want to get into the details. All right, now there's something I want to show you as well. Go check out Zapier. Now, Zapier allows you to connect Webflow or a lot of other website builders that I'm going to talk about now with any other service. So for example, if you want to save all the contact form submissions in your website to a spreadsheet, you can do that, to a Google Sheet spreadsheet. Or if you want to take all the contact form submissions and then tweet those for whatever reason you want to do that, you can do that. Right? So Zapier allows you to connect with other services that are available. So you can integrate Webflow with so many other services. Check out Zapier. Now, Zapier is not really a website builder, it's an add-on. It works really well with Webflow, and that's the reason why I thought I would mention this over here. let's talk about bubbles. So what Bubble allows you to do is to create websites that are data driven and heavily workflow driven. Now let me try to explain what that means in simple words. So let's say you want to have user generated data. You want to have comments. You want to have something like 9gag, something like Facebook. You want to build something of that kind. If you want to have people submitting, let's say, attachments and files, and you want to have exactly a certain way of representing data and layout and stuff like that, Webflow is, at least at the moment, not so workflow intensive friendly. So if you have, let's say, you want to create an application, a web application where people literally comment and like, and you want to have some new algorithms and stuff like that, you can do those visually like this. Now this is not mine, by the way. This is I'm not sure who this is, who created this workflow, but I got this from the Bubble showcase template section. So I just wanted to show you what Bubble is like. So what you can do is you can design the UI using this workflow editor, but you will have to design what happens when button is clicked. You want to save that data, so you can create the database like this, just like how you would save on a typical programming environment. You do that over here, except you don't need to know programming, because you will do something like this. So when the button is clicked, I wanted to make changes to the thing, you want to add upvotes and all these stuff. Alright, now I do have a course on Bubble, so please be sure to check out Bubble for beginners on Skillshare. The link will be in the description below for more information. Now Bubble, of all of these tools, is the most powerful tool in terms of what you can build, but I'll tell you what is the biggest drawback with with Bubble. With Bubble, the biggest pain in the ass is, without any doubt, it's this part, which is responsive design. Now, there's some update here. Now, the Bubble team have actually tweeted, especially the founder. Actually, the founder of Bubble has actually tweeted on Twitter that on Twitter that actually they're going to be redesigning this design editor, right, in order to make the responsiveness of your web pages a lot better. So if you right now, if you wanted to make this friendly on, let's say, mobile, now this is actually just, you could see already there's some problems here. I don't know where the thing would disappear, but as you can see here, there's a lot of problems with this responsive design. You have to tinker with this a lot in order to get this working in the way you want it to be working. So it's not like it's impossible to make it responsive, but it's a big pain in the ass. Something I also want to add is that you can also create APIs with Bubble. So for instance, you want to create a web application here, and you want to have some really complex algorithms and workflows and stuff like that, and then you decide, okay, I want to create a mobile application for this. You can do it with Bubble. If at some point you feel like, oh, I want to scale this up and I want to launch this as a mobile application, you still have to develop the UI on your native development software, which is like Xcode, React, or Android Studio. You still need to create the front end or the UI with your native website, native developer framework or toolkit, but still the backend, the database, and the workflow can be triggered from Bubble. Bubble allows you to it gives you those parameters that you can install on your application. Obviously, you need to still have developer knowledge in order to get dirty with that. However, there is something else also that I want to add, is that Bubble is a Bubble is slightly more expensive compared to Webflow, which I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but it also allows you to Webflow it costs, I guess, $12 per month if you were to choose a static website. But if you want to do an e-commerce site with Webflow, you can do it for I guess $30. I'm not sure. You can go to webflow.com/pricing to check it out. And as far as Bubble goes, I'm not sure if they offer anything like student pricing. Webflow.com/students offers you a students discount as well, right? So I just want to get that out there. Bubble is, I guess, $30 per application as in this website. Okay, so that's what it is. Now, as far as integrations with Bubble go, you can integrate with so many services, not necessarily just services, but also other toolkits. UI kits or whatever it is, or other plugins. So, for instance, the date picker does not look good. You can install this, and some of these are UI elements, and some of these are just workflow stuff. So for instance, you want to install, now this is an audio recorder. You can also build an audio recording application and stuff. Now you can create membership driven websites on Bubble without any integrations. All right, you don't need to integrate with Zapier because you have native integrations. Now, as I said before, Bubble is extremely powerful in terms of integration, and it's as closest to programming or in programming workflow as possible. So one of the things about Bubble is that if you can create the workflows on Bubble, it will be a lot easier to transition to real programming because, in traditional programming, you will go through certain steps to connect with the database, which you will not do on Bubble, but you will still understand how a data is saved to a database and retrieved from there onto your website. So you can understand how those mechanisms work with Bubble. So in a way, if you're getting started with no code, if you want to understand how databases work, you can also use Bubble. But you can also do that and launch a real product. So yeah. So the next tool I want to talk about is Card. Now this is as simple as it can get. So this website builder allows you to create one-page websites without any programming. All you have to do is simply drag and drop. Before that, you need to choose a template. And pretty much just add simple stuff like maybe add social links to your social networking profiles, to your Medium page, to your Dribble page, or even just talk about what you offer, what your services are, and pretty much done. Or you can also create a portfolio stuff where you can just upload your images. If you're a photographer, this is the best site, and this is also the least expensive. There's obviously all of these services offer a free plan for you to get started. Some of these offer a lot with free, and some of these guys offer a limited set of features. Now, I'm personally a premium subscriber with Card. I have not publicly actually launched anything with Card, but I experiment a lot of ideas with Card actually. But yeah, you just go and check this out. Card is an amazing one-page website builder. You can integrate with sites like other services like Airtable, which is airtable.com. Now, if you were to go over here, now Airtable is obviously just like Google Sheets, but it can also allow other people to submit data to your sheet and then sort of display the data in different ways, and it also offers some kind of templates, a different way of representing data. So Airtable is Google Sheets, but it's 10 times more beautiful and more powerful. So you can actually integrate this with Card, and that way you can have a dynamic website as well. So some people do that to just say, I just wanted to put that up there, right? So the next website builder I want to talk about is Squarespace. Now, if you wanted to create a recipe a website for your restaurant, or for your, let's say, if you're launching a non-technical business, and if all your website is an add-on to your business, then Squarespace is the best place to launch your website. If what you're looking for is not to create, let's say, you can create blogs and basic dynamic data, like you can create blogs, you can have Instagram posts and stuff like that. But let's say if you want to do something like create a social networking of sorts, or people submitting data and then you're populating those items in a specific way that you want, or if you have a sketch file or a Photoshop file or any design assets and you want to really implement the same thing on Squarespace, you can't really do that. But what you can do is build a beautiful website, and with by choosing a bunch of templates that they have, and trust me, they're all of them. They actually look similar to the website that I'm actually viewing now. This is like, it's extremely minimal, white or black kind of template. So a lot of these templates look similar. Not to be deceiving of you guys. To be honest, if you can check out the templates for a second, I'll show you guys. A lot of these templates look kind of similar, right? I just don't want to choose this one here. Just want to close this. I'm just browsing. Alright, so if you can check this out, I mean, they're different in technical sense, but like they follow a very similar design design taste, I guess. So all of these have a square buttons and stuff like that, right? So that's why Squarespace is brilliant for those people who want to create a beautiful website in very little time, and you can launch your website. And Squarespace is not that expensive as well. Like you don't have a free version of this, which is a problem. Which is technically, if you are creating a business and you need a website, this is like the easiest way to do it. Now you can also create e-commerce websites with Squarespace. The problem, as I told you, is that Squarespace is not for those people who want to create data-driven websites or any of that sort. You can do something similar to what I suggested with Card. You do have integrations with Zapier. However, there are certain limitations in terms of the design aspect. Okay, so Squarespace can, you can embed videos from YouTube, Vimeo. You can also have Airtable integration. So for instance, you can display all the data that you have populated from your Airtable, and then you can embed it into your website if you want dynamic data functionality. But those will not look the same as your website, because the UI is from Airtable in terms of the dynamic data part, and the website is built with Squarespace. So the UI is going to look different, but it can work. So Squarespace, you cannot. By the way, you can't really have memberships on Squarespace and on Card. And actually, you can actually create membership sites. Like you can sell memberships through something called Memberstack, or something called Memberful. Now, if you want to allow people to create profiles and sort of subscribe to a membership, let's say you're creating a podcast of sort. I don't know what the exact Memberstack. Is it Memberstack? Yeah, I guess it's this one, right? Oops, no. It's called Memberstack. Let me check this out. It's Memberstack.io. So this is another service that you can use along with, let's say, Squarespace or Card or Webflow as well. If you wanted to create profiles and sell premium memberships, you can allow people to sort of subscribe for a plan and gain access to certain parts, certain web pages, or certain content if that's necessary. So check out Memberstack as well if that's what you're into. So these are add-ons. These are not tools to create websites, but those can be coupled with, let's say, Webflow or Card or Squarespace. So the next website I want to talk about is Tribe. Now, this is a relatively new service here, which allows you to create community sites, or more specifically, social networking sites with your own set of with your own set of features, parameters, and stuff like that. Now, there is a dedicated video that I'm going to be making about Tribe. So subscribe to this channel if you want to learn more about Tribe. Now, there's just so many things to go talk about Tribe. So personally, I work with a company who makes marketplace apps. So to me, this kind of service is very relevant to me in the sense that I can talk a lot about this kind of service. So I want to make a dedicated video about it, and I will. But subscribe to learn more about this. Now, this is an honorable mention, if I can say, is Spark. Now, Adobe Spark allows you to create single-page websites and even graphics and even videos. Now, I wanted to throw this out there because if all you want to do is a website, now a website is built off other smaller components like text, media, video, pictures, and stuff. So if you wanted to create a website, you need to have a social media presence as well, right? So if you want to create those great looking Instagram pictures and videos, you want to create a promo video or sorts of things like that, you can check out spark.adobe.com. They have an application on your Android and on your iOS, as well as you can go to spark.adobe.com and do it on your web browser. So you can create graphics like banners, advertisements, and stuff like that, and also create a video. More about creating videos in a different different video altogether. But this is you can also create a single page website. It's actually pretty cool. You have to check out all these three services. It's really fast to build it. Build it with Spark. However, obviously you cannot have integrations with other services like Zapier, or you can't really create sections or stuff like that. This is not really a website builder. All it is for telling stories. Alright, so Adobe Spark is not really a website builder, okay? It's for telling great stories. And I don't know if I'm making sense, but it's like if you want to create a campaign, if you're raising money for something, then you can use Adobe Spark. It's mostly free unless you want to get rid of Adobe Spark branding, which you will cost. Now, I don't want to talk about this service a lot, which is Wix.com. Now, Wix.com allows you to create static websites and even dynamic websites and even e-commerce websites without any programming. Now, Wix.com is a very popular, and I don't know about you guys if you guys can see it, but I see a lot of advertisements about Wix, so I don't really have to talk about this. But in general, Wix is not so expensive. It's free. They allow you to create websites that are even data driven and even workflow driven. It's definitely not as powerful as Bubble, or it's not the kind of website builder that you can create. Let's say if you have a mockup in your Photoshop. You have a Photoshop mockup. If you're a designer, if you want to create a website that is photorealistic of the kind of website that you designed on your Photoshop or your design tool, Wix is maybe not the right tool for it, because while Wix is again aimed at those people who just want to create a website and then just want to get out, Wix is great for a lot of things. But I think Squarespace is actually much better in my opinion, or Webflow. Squarespace or Webflow works for me, but I want to leave this up to you guys because it's definitely an option, right? So another website builder, which is not really web based, it's actually an application, but it's only for those people who own a Mac. For those people who don't know what a Mac is, it's basically an Apple laptop or an Apple computer. So Blocs allows you to create websites using this tool. Now, I actually have this downloaded, but I don't want to get too deep into how a website is built because that's not really the agenda of this video. But yeah, you can create some great looking website, responsive websites, and even WordPress templates and Joomla templates, and you can create templates for a lot of content management systems as well. Alright, using Blocs. Now, how it's done, there's a lot of tutorials on Blocs. Now, here's how you can learn each of these tools. If you want to learn about Webflow, the best way to learn about Webflow is to go to Webflow University. It's not really a university, it's a Webflow's resources. It's a Webflow's portal where you can see a bunch of tutorials and learn about how to use it, and even watch videos on how to create a career as a freelancer. Alright, So Bubble, you can see my course on Skillshare. I have a video dedicated for Bubble, so check that out. And Card, you can find a bunch of videos on makerpad.com, and also you can also find videos on YouTube about Card. It's pretty simple. As soon as you start Card, you can sort of I think within 10 minutes or so you'll become really accustomed to the interface, and you'll know how to play with it. It's that easy. Same goes for Spark. Now you can create websites on iPad, on phones as well, which is like the best website builder on mobile devices. I have to say this. Spark is the best website builder for mobile devices. Now, for those people who want to know how to create with Spark, there are video tutorials on their website, as well as there are video tutorials on YouTube, as well as you don't really need to go through any tutorial because Spark does it for you. It teaches you. Wix. Okay, there are so many videos on YouTube about this, and I'm definitely not going to touch this topic so much because this company has advertised on YouTube like hell. At least for me, I see too many advertisements. But yeah, if you want to learn more about Wix, go to youtube.com and search for Wix tutorials for anything. There are videos about it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys found these website builders or these tools useful for your project. If you think I've missed out any notable website builder that does something that any of these website builders don't do, then please be sure to leave them in the comment section below. Actually, I know a lot of other website builders which I have not mentioned. Like for instance, for creatorschool.com we use WordPress. We're about to move to Webflow actually, but we have not done that yet. However, WordPress is a little difficult, not difficult, but time consuming to install. And basically what happens with WordPress is that it is actually meant for creating blogs. But if you want to create actual websites with WordPress, it's a little difficult in that you need to install certain plugins, install themes, set them up, and then sort of even maintain your website, in that you're going to be hosting WordPress on your own server. So unless you know what you're doing, I wouldn't recommend WordPress, right? So there are other website builders of this kind, but I didn't put this actually intentionally because I feel that either those builders will not stay for long, or those website builders will be irrelevant in a few days or years to come. So I hope these tools are useful for your project. Let me know what you guys are building, and I shall see you guys in another video very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.